Good evening, everyone. Please continue to eat. We'd like, however, to go ahead to start this program, and we welcome all of you to the 2012 Alumni Association Awards Banquet. We also want to welcome all those watching our live webcast this evening. We're proud to have all of you with us tonight as we honor our outstanding alumni and chapters, those who have done so much for our university and for our Alumni Association. It's going to be a very special evening, and we're so glad that you're a part of it. With us tonight, as they are each year, are the alumni delegates, proudly wearing their maroon blazers. This select group of 40 students does a great job assisting our association in numerous ways throughout the year. We would like for the alumni delegates to please stand, and let's show our appreciation to these outstanding young adults. I would now like to ask Mr. John Guyton, President of the Alumni Delegates and a chemical engineering major from Starkville, to come forward and lead us in thanks.
Will you pray with me? Dear Lord, thank you for the opportunity we have tonight to gather and fellowship with so many wonderful people. Everyone here is so blessed, and we have such a strong bond that ties us all together. We are bound by this great institution that upholds so many strong values. Be with us tonight and guide our actions. Be with everyone that speaks and all of the award recipients. May the things said and done here tonight glorify you, O Lord. Thank you for this time. Thank you for this place. Thank you for all the unique personalities we have here tonight and for all the gifts and talents they bring to the table. Thank you for this meal we are having and for the hands that prepared it. Bless this food to the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to your service. Let us all be beacons of light for you tonight, not only as we're here, but as we go back into our home settings. Thank you for this university and for her leadership that continues to move her forward and keeps her moving in the right direction. Be with us all tonight as we celebrate these great accomplishments in your name. Amen.
Thank you, John. Before I introduce our current National Alumni Association president to you, we would like to recognize our former national presidents in attendance. Would this group please stand so we can thank you for all you have done and continue to do for Mississippi State University. It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Mr. Jerry Toney, our current National Alumni Association president. Jerry is a 1996 College of Business graduate from Starkville who is dedicated, passionate, and loyal to MSU. Jerry represents our over 122,000 alumni worldwide in a very positive way and is well respected by everyone. Mississippi State is fortunate to have Jerry in this very important position. Please join me in welcoming to the podium your National Alumni Association President, Mr. Jerry Toney.
Thank you, Dr. Abraham. Our university could not have a better executive director of the Alumni Association than we have in you. I also want to welcome you. I also want to welcome all the alumni and friends from the 93 alumni chapters who returned home for this weekend. This is such a special weekend for our university, and we're so grateful that you're a part of it. I'd like to take just a moment to recognize a guest who's very special to our university, Rhonda Keenum. The Alumni Association is also very fortunate to have a very strong board of directors. Their leadership is invaluable, and I've appreciated their guidance throughout the past year. I'd like to ask our national board members to stand and be recognized. Finally, I'd like to take just a second and recognize the individuals who make this weekend's event possible, the staff of the Alumni Association. Michael, Janet. "2011 was a special year for our university and the Alumni Association. As Jimmy mentioned earlier, we now have over 122,000 living alumni worldwide. As our university continues to grow, our active membership within the Alumni Association also continues to grow. We now surpass 41,000 active members, a record number. And with the addition of the Tuscaloosa chapter, which we'll recognize later tonight, we're now 93 chapters strong and plan to bring an additional chapter in within the next year. During 2011, through our chapters program, we hosted a record number of events, some 643. That's an average of 54 alumni events per month. As you can tell, Jimmy, Michael, Janet, and the rest of the staff have had a very busy year. In an exciting piece of news, in a partnership with the Alumni Association and the 2012 senior class, we're bringing the bull ring back to campus. This integral part of Mississippi State history will be placed in front of the Student Union for all future generations, and it should be ready by the fall semester. It is an exciting time at Mississippi State, and the Alumni Association, with your help, is proud to be playing such a part in so many of these activities. We're fortunate at Mississippi State to have a leadership team that was put together by a president who's not only one of our own, but a visionary who has a sincere love for this university. In January of 2009, Dr. Keenum made a commitment to grow enrollment, increase research, and increase fundraising, while not allowing the quality of our educational experience to decline, and he's held firm to that commitment. I was once told that you can only coast in one direction, and as I've said on so many occasions, I'm confident that under the leadership of Dr. Keenum, our university is not coasting. Now in his third year as president, he's presided over a period of continued record enrollment and unmatched private fundraising success. It is my honor and my privilege to welcome our president, Dr. Mark E. Keenum.
Thank you, Jerry, very much. Well, good evening, everyone. And it's a great night to be a Bulldog. I tell you, last night wasn't too bad either, was it? That was a pretty good game. I'm very, very proud of our team and what they did last night. From the very opening tip-off to the last buzzer. That was a great evening for all of us. I took my son last night, Rhett, to the ball game, and we had a great time. We sat with Jim and Julie Rouse and got home, and the first person to greet me when I got home was our little 5-year-old daughter, Tori. And she had a big smile on her face, and she came running around the corner when she saw me coming in, and she said, "Daddy, Daddy, we beat the Bears." I said, "We sure did, sweetheart." Well, again, this is a great evening for celebration, to celebrate the achievement of so many outstanding leaders for Mississippi State University, and to recognize and the great achievement that so many of you are alumni leaders from all across our state and across the nation, and the great job you're doing for this wonderful university. I want to say thank you to all of those who we're about to recognize and honor here momentarily. And it's also a great evening for us to pay homage to those outstanding leaders that we're about to honor from our alumni, our distinguished alumni from each of our 8 colleges and from our campus in Meridian. I want to say thank you and congratulations to you for what you're doing to be recognized for this university. So again, to all of our college Alumnus of the Year, congratulations. I've got one of my best friends being honored tonight for this great honor, and 2 of my bosses are being honored tonight. And I'm not sucking up to y'all to do that. But again, thank you for what you do. And I want to take a personal prerogative here to recognize and to thank our National Alumnus of the Year, Jim Rouse. I tell you what, Jim, I'm so honored that you're receiving our national honor tonight. Jim and I have known each other for quite a few years in our stint up in Washington, D.C. But more closely in the past 2 years, he's been the president of our MSU Development Foundation and has been an outstanding supporter of mine, a counselor, providing outstanding advice to me as we've moved this university's giving forward to record heights. And Jim, I just want to say thank you personally for what you're doing for this university and for me personally. So thank you, Jim. Well, Jimmy asked me to come up and give a brief update on kind of the state of our university. And I guess to sum it up, I can tell you that the state of your university is sound. Despite continuing challenges that we're facing, budget pressures from our state funding, our university is sound and getting stronger every day. I have opportunity to spend a lot of time in Jackson these days now that our legislature is back in session. This is my 4th budget cycle to go through here at Mississippi State. And we have faced some challenges, as Jerry mentioned. We faced some very substantial challenges over the past 3 years. We've seen our funding from state appropriations decrease by 14%. We expect to have further cuts in this legislative session for our fiscal year 13 appropriations. In fact, in the past 5 years, funding for Mississippi State University has gone down by 25%, while during that same period of time, enrollment has grown 26% at this university. Our scientists, our researchers, our faculty here on our campus are continuing to do outstanding research, generating over $170 million in external research for our university, bringing great prestige and honor to our campus, helping to solve difficult problems for our state and for our nation, and being duly recognized for it. We are genuinely doing a whole lot more with a whole lot less, and doing it with quality and precision. That's something I'm very proud of for this university and the path that we're on for growth. As Jerry mentioned, we do have record enrollment. We've had a record enrollment each of my 3 years here at Mississippi State. This past fall, we exceeded the 20,000 student mark for the first time in our school history, 20,400 students at Mississippi State. In fact, enrollment for our spring semester, which just began last month, it's also up by 440 students over this time last year. Isn't that exciting that we're growing like this, that students and parents recognize the outstanding quality education that their son or daughter can receive here at this university to help prepare them to become whatever they want to be in life and to be successful in their life with a Mississippi State University education and a degree. I'm very proud of that fact. I'm very proud of the fact that this university is doing an outstanding job in helping our students be successful as students. We have a long history of helping our students be successful when they come to this campus. It's part of our heritage as a university. That's why we have the best retention rate of any of the universities in the state of Mississippi at over 83%. That's outstanding. That's why we have the best graduation rate of any of the universities in the state at 60%. Now, these are great numbers. These are numbers that we can all be proud of. But we're not going to settle for these levels and these numbers. We're working together with our administrative team, my provost, Dr. Jerry Gilbert, and all of our vice presidents, our faculty leadership, our student leadership, to develop a strategic plan on how we're going to continue to grow and enhance our retention, enhance our graduation rate, because that is the bottom line of what we're about, to help our students be successful and get their education and get their degree. I'm also very proud of the fact that the students that we continue to attract here to Mississippi State continue to be the best and the brightest that our state has to offer. During this record level of growth, you tend to think that quality of our students will go down, but at Mississippi State, it's just the opposite. We're seeing the average ACT scores of our entering freshmen continuing to rise with our growing numbers of students. We have the highest average ACT score for entering freshmen at our university. I'm extremely proud of that fact, and we work hard in recruiting those students to come to Mississippi State. You, as our alumni leaders, play a critical role in helping to introduce Mississippi State to prospective students and families. Be the role model for students to see you in your daily life, to see how successful you have been, and to know that that's something I want to aspire to be like you. You're the best recruiters that we have. And I want to thank you for what you do with it, having send-off parties where we invite prospective students to come, to send off students that are already coming to Mississippi State, to hosting alumni events. Jimmy, I know we have 93 alumni chapters, and I have not been to all 93 alumni chapters, but I will go to all 93 alumni chapters. I've been to, I think, most of them, not all of them. But every time I go to an alumni event, I get invigorated. When I go and I see the excitement of the alumni in communities across the state, in Washington, in Texas, Atlanta, all across the country, the excitement that I experience is because of what you do as our alumni to invigorate and instill what Mississippi State is all about. That's why we're as great as we are, and that's why we're going to continue to do great things at our university. Now, we talked about the great experience we had last night, and the competition on the field and the court with one of our major competitors. And that's fun to have a lot of outstanding competition in athletics with a rival. And if you see some commercials of our major rival, and I'll call them our rival, well, they are in the state of Mississippi, and that's the University of Mississippi. You see them promoting the fact that they had the largest freshman class in the state of Mississippi this year. And they did the year before and the year before that. And that's a good thing. But what they don't tell you is that this year's class of entering freshmen, that 52% of them came from another state. Think about that. And also, when you look at the fact that when we think about the students that we're trying to attract to Mississippi State, that is our competition. I don't want to lose a game, and I certainly don't want to lose a good student to another institution. So I need your help. I need you to continue to help us direct good students to this university and to help us with your support, that we can provide the resources necessary to help provide assistance for students, bright students, to come to Mississippi State University. Now, one of the things about this, having the highest freshman class, is a good thing. And it kind of concerned me a little bit when I saw, well, why do they continue to have the highest freshman class? So I went back and looked at some of the data and some of the records and looked at our classes over the last several years. Yeah, they had the highest freshman class, the largest freshman class. But Mississippi State University has the largest sophomore class. Think about that. Think about that. We have the largest sophomore class in the state of Mississippi. By far, we have the largest junior class. And by far, we have the largest senior class in the state of Mississippi. And I'd much rather be known as a school with the largest senior class as opposed to the largest freshman class. And we're producing record numbers of graduates. Just this past year alone, we produced over 3,900 graduates at Mississippi State University. These are people going out into the world armed with an education and a degree to help them be successful in their chosen fields of endeavor. And I'm excited about that. We face challenges, as you heard me say, and we're going to continue to face challenges. And the thing that inspires me, in spite of these challenges, as I mentioned, our faculty are continuing to excel and bring tremendous prestige to Mississippi State. I mentioned $170 million in external research to our campus. In fact, the Carnegie Foundation this past year recognized Mississippi State University by giving us the highest designation possible that our university can receive for achievement in research. We're at the highest rung of designation by the prestigious Carnegie Foundation. We're the only university in the state that has such a designation by this organization. Not only have we achieved the highest we can obtain through the Carnegie Foundation for our achievements in research, but we also receive their highest honor for what we do in community engagement and service. We're one of just a handful of universities in the country that has the designation of both excellence in research and excellence in service. That's what we're about. This is our faculty that's doing this for our university. We have world-class, outstanding faculty and staff at Mississippi State. In fact, the Chronicle of Education last fall came out with their publication of the institutions in the country that produced the most Fulbright scholars. Fulbright scholars are faculty appointments. It's very prestigious. It's like getting the Rhodes Scholar for a student. These are for faculty members. And it listed the universities that produced the most Fulbright scholars. And right at the top of the list, it had, in the same category, the same number of Fulbright scholars, 5 scholars from a university, was Harvard, Columbia, Cornell, Berkeley, Mississippi State University. That is very prestigious for us to be listed in that category. That's a testament to the quality of the faculty that we have here and what they're doing in the classroom, in the laboratory, to help make this university great. And I'm committed to our faculty in making sure that we keep our faculty here. We want to retain these outstanding, brilliant minds that are instilling wonderful knowledge and education to our students and making wonderful achievements, bringing great prestige to our campus. And we're going to do all we can to provide them with the competitive wages that they deserve. We compete with University of Alabama and Auburn and University of Tennessee and LSU and Georgia and South Carolina and Florida. These are the schools that we're competing with for these brilliant faculty members. Your support of what we're about in our State Pride Initiative is tremendous in helping us provide the resources to support our faculty in these times of declining state budgets. Our State Pride Initiative that we launched 2.5 years ago with a 4-year goal to raise $100 million to support students through scholarships and to support our faculty has now raised about $77 million. That's outstanding. And that's helping us provide the resources in endowed faculty positions, named professorships, named chairs, that we need to help retain these brilliant faculty members and help us recruit outstanding faculty. It's through the generosity of our alumni and our friends that's helping us do this. Thank you for what you do. Scholarships, just in the past 3 years alone, we've raised $35 million new dollars towards our scholarship efforts here in the state. That's what arms us to be able to go out and compete for the best and the brightest of the young minds that we want to come and be part of our Bulldog family. So thank you for your support. Endowed scholarships will continue to move our university forward to great heights through the leadership of Jim Rouse, our Development Foundation, John Rush, and all of our team and our MSU Development Foundation. And all of us collectively working together has helped us reach an all-time record high of giving to Mississippi State this past year of over $80 million. These efforts are helping to sustain this school and move us forward to great heights. So again, all I can say is thank you so much for all that you do for your university. And we're going to continue to use your resources and put them to the best use to help move this university to great heights, because I see nothing but great things ahead for Mississippi State and our Bulldog family. Thank you so much for all you do. Let's have a great celebratory evening. Thank you very much.
We're going to deviate from the program just a minute. We'd like to ask Jerry Tony to please come forward, please, in front of the podium. Jerry's term will not end until June 30th, but this is our last gathering, and he conducted his last board meeting this morning. And Jerry, we just wanted to publicly thank you for the outstanding job that you have done leading this association. Jerry has been with us every step of the way, supporting, providing positive feedback to the staff, and doing whatever he could to help our Alumni Association. So tonight, Jerry, we'd like to present you a plaque that I'm going to read, and then President Keenum will give to you. It says, "Presented to Jerry L. Tony, 96, with deep appreciation of his loyal and unselfish service as president of the Mississippi State University Alumni Association 2011-2012. Would you please join me in thanking our outstanding national president, Mr. Jerry Tony? Tonight, we welcome a new chapter into our Alumni Association. At today's National Board of Directors meeting, the Tuscaloosa, Alabama chapter was officially chartered. This brings the number of chapters in our Alumni Association to 93. With us this evening is Andy Ryder, president of the Tuscaloosa chapter. Andy, would you please come forward? And President Tony, would you come forward as well? And Michael Richardson, if you'll come forward as well. Andy, Jerry is going to present to you a banner for our alumni and friends in the Tuscaloosa, Alabama area to proudly display. Let's welcome Andy and the Tuscaloosa, Alabama chapter into our Alumni Association. It's time to begin our award presentations by recognizing individual chapters for their outstanding work during 2011. Mr. Michael Richardson, our coordinator of chapter programs, will assist with all the presentations throughout this evening. Tonight, we recognize a record number, 20 honor chapters, who met their membership quota and other national requirements in various categories. This afternoon, each received a banner and a certificate for their accomplishments. As I name the honor chapters, representatives, please stand and remain standing until all chapters have been announced. We'll hold our applause until all have been recognized. Alcorn County, Mr. Chris Carson. Atala County, Andrew Frank. Chickasaw County, Todd Bennett. Houston, Texas, Patrick White. Huntsville, Decatur, Alabama, Brian Soberin. Jackson County, Richard Cannon. Lauderdale County, Katie Carpenter. Lee County, Robert Harden. LaFleur Carroll, J.P. Walker. Memphis, Tennessee, Paul Hopkins. Mobile, Alabama, Catherine Johns. Nashville, Tennessee, Courtney Jones. Northeast Florida, Glenda Fulgham. Scott County, Chris Nail. South Texas, James Wally. Southeast Mississippi, Lori Perkins. Southwest Mississippi, Greg Wilkinson. Warren County, Tom Kendall. Washington County, Andy Dixon. And Washington, D.C., Edward Sanders. A big round of applause for our 2011 honor chapters. We will now recognize our most outstanding chapters for 2011. At this time, would all the representatives from these chapters please come forward? We will present 3 awards in each of the 4 categories: small, medium, large, and out of state. Third place chapters will receive bronze cowbells. Runners-up will be awarded silver cowbells, and our top chapters will take home the coveted gold cowbell. Each of these chapters has received a banner and a certificate in recognition of their achievements. These winning chapters have excelled in the areas of fundraising for their chapter scholarships, student recruiting through in-home and send-off party, college fairs, and high school awards programs, community service through volunteer work with charities such as food banks, Toys for Tots, St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital, the Salvation Army, and others. TV game watch parties, social media communication through Facebook, Twitter, and websites, and numerous other chapter events and activities. President Tony, would you please come forward? You're already up here. Please hold your applause until all 12 chapters have been recognized. Winners of the bronze cowbells are Covington County, Janet Butts; Lincoln County, Gary Blair; DeSoto County, Randy Allen; Birmingham, Alabama, Terry Russell. Silver cowbell chapter winners are George Green, Jim Young; Panola County, Judd Gentry; Central Mississippi, John Pitts; and Atlanta, Georgia, Sonia Murphy. Chapters awarded the gold cowbells are Lawrence Jefferson Davis, Mike Bales; Hancock County, Herbert Dubuisson Jr.; Oktibbeha County, Jimmy McPherson; and East Texas, Marvin Massey. Ladies and gentlemen, the outstanding chapters for 2011. The Distinguished Service Award has been presented by the Alumni Association for 40 years. This award identifies and recognizes individual members of the Alumni Association who truly go above and beyond the call of duty in carrying out the work of the organization through their local chapters. This is the highest recognition provided by the Alumni Association to individual chapter volunteers. The Outstanding Young Alumnus Award recognizes an individual who has committed time and energy in service to the university and to their local community, and who has excelled both personally and professionally. Persons eligible for the award must be 32 years of age or younger. Please turn your attention to the video screens.
The MSU Alumni Association proudly honors 4 Distinguished Service Award recipients for 2011. Our first recipient is Betty Latimer Black of Tupelo. She is a 1974 music education graduate who is retired from Mississippi State's music department. As a dedicated alumna, Betty has been involved with all levels of MSU's Alumni Association. Highlights of her leadership include a 7-year stint on the Executive Committee Board of Directors and a decade of service on the National Alumni Board of Directors. She was national president for 2006 until 2007. On the chapter level, Betty served as the 2009 president for Oktibbeha County. Earlier, she held the office of Lee County Chapter President and was named an Outstanding Alumnus for the area. In recent years, Betty has helped organize send-off parties for incoming MSU students in Oktibbeha, Pontotoc, and Lee counties. Betty was also instrumental in establishing a Lee County scholarship. She remains dedicated to serving her alma mater. Our second service honoree is Christopher E. Chris Carson of Corinth. Chris has been the driving force in the revitalization of the Alcorn County chapter, and he has served as its president for the past 5 years. The chapter is involved with send-off parties and other events, including raising funds for an annual scholarship. Chris is a 1998 MSU business graduate who works as an office manager for a multi-store retail chain. He provides inspiration to others through the way he lives his life to the fullest, serving MSU day in and day out. Regardless of the season, Chris is a loyal Bulldog sports fan and a passionate ambassador for the MSU Alumni Association. Our third recipient is John F. Jack DRC of Atlanta, Georgia, who has been active in the Atlanta Alumni chapter for nearly 5 decades. Jack earned a degree in engineering from MSU in 1964. He is a former industrial risk insurer's account manager and the retired owner of Mountain Air Products. During his tenure with the Atlanta chapter, Jack has held many leadership roles, including a 5-year stint as president. In 1985, he was honored with the J.E. Red Ruffin Annual Fund Award. He has also served as a board member of the Executive Committee of the Alumni Association. Jack is a founding member of MSU's Peter Koch Lutkin Mississippi Chair of Insurance and a member of Atlanta's Chick-fil-A Bowl Selection Committee. Our fourth Distinguished Service recipient for 2011 is Patrick White of Houston, Texas. He is a 1990 MSU Communications graduate who is an account executive with LSI Industries Incorporated. Patrick's history of service with the MSU Alumni Association and the Houston, Texas chapter date back to 1991. Since graduation, he has worked nonstop in various chapter leadership capacities. Patrick became chapter president in 2009, and he continues to grow the chapter. In 2010 and 2011, he coordinated over 36 college fairs for high school students in the area. Through his efforts, the chapter has been able to sponsor the MSU license plate in the state of Texas. Proceeds assist with scholarships for Texas students to attend MSU. Patrick continues to evoke enthusiasm in young alumni as he sets an exemplary example of service to his alma mater and his chapter. The Outstanding Young Alumnus for 2011 is presented to Amelia Rebecca Young of New York, New York. Amelia graduated summa cum laude in 2006 from MSU with a Bachelor's of Business Administration in Risk Management, Insurance, and Financial Planning. She uses her MSU degree as an Assistant Regional Underwriting Manager with Chartis Insurance's Executive Liability Group. Originally from Arkansas, Amelia has entrenched herself as a Bulldog in the Big Apple. Since 2008, she has served as president of the New York City MSU Alumni Chapter and has worked diligently to keep her part of the state of New York wrapped in maroon and white. Besides her MSU activities, Amelia is involved in several organizations including the SEC Alumni Association, various athletic teams, and the Father's Heart Ministries Soup Kitchen. She takes a little Bulldog hospitality with her wherever she goes, especially when she returns home to Arkansas, where she hosts game parties and other activities. She is always willing to serve her university in whatever way possible. MSU congratulates its 2011 Distinguished Service recipients and its 2011 Young Alumna of the Year.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's now meet our Distinguished Service Award winners for 2011. Betty Latimer Black from the Lee County Chapter. Chris Carson from the Alcorn County Chapter. Jack DRC from the Atlanta, Georgia Chapter. And Patrick White from the Houston, Texas Chapter. and our outstanding young alumni for 2011 from the New York chapter, Amelia Young. Another round of applause for our distinguished service winners and our young alumni. Congratulations. The College Alumni of the Year program recognizes the achievements of a very select group of alumni whose personal lives, professional accomplishments, and community service best exemplify the mission of Mississippi State University. It is the highest honor bestowed on an individual by one of our colleges. Please turn your attention to the video screens as we introduce these honorees to you.
Mississippi State University's 8 colleges and Meridian campus have selected a slate of impressive Bulldogs as their 2012 College Alumni of the Year recipients. This year's Alumnus of the Year, representing the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, is James E. Jim Newsom of Mendham, New Jersey. He holds a Master's of Science degree in Agriculture and a PhD in Agriculture Economics and Nutrition from MSU.
From Central Florida through Bulldog Country, and then to a post on top of the world's largest commodities exchange, Jim Newsom found his passion in agriculture and finance. After completing his master's and PhD at Mississippi State, Jim went on to serve as Executive Vice President of the Mississippi Cattlemen's Association and Chairman of the Mississippi Agribusiness Council. Jim was appointed to the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, where he served as a commissioner and then chairman. He went on to become president and CEO until his retirement. Currently, he is a partner and founder of the Delta Strategy Group. He continues to lead and remains active in advising our national leaders on agriculture and foreign policy. He is one of the most successful and prominent MSU alumni, and the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences is proud to recognize Dr. James E. Newsom as our Alumnus of the Year for 2012.
This year's Alumna of the Year for the College of Architecture, Art, and Design is Wendy J. Allen of Arlington, Virginia. She earned a Master's of Science in Architecture and Electronic Visualization.
The College of Architecture, Art, and Design has the distinction of turning out graduates who are craftsmen in the truest sense of that word. Wendy Allen is a prime example of the quality of graduates our college produces. In 1997, the Master's of Science in Architectural Studies, with an emphasis in digital visualization, design, and technology, was created. As a member of the program's first graduating class, Wendy has focused her skills in broadcast media, engineering, and information technology. On a professional level, Wendy impacts the broadcast industry as Vice President of the Media Operations Center and Engineering for the Public Broadcast Service. As part of her role, she was responsible for the design and implementation of the workflow plan for PBS, including both broadcast and non-broadcast sectors. In addition, she oversees the PBS Media Library, which includes the Library of Congress contractual agreement. Before joining PBS, she worked for Turner Studios and CNN. On behalf of MSU, our college acknowledges Wendy among the best of the best as she continues to bring creativity, enthusiasm, and professionalism to her craft.
The 2012 College of Arts and Sciences Alumnus of the Year is Dr. Donald L. Don Hall of Shreveport, Louisiana. He holds a Bachelor's of Science in Pre-Medicine from MSU.
The College of Arts and Sciences honors Dr. Donald Hall as our Alumnus of the Year. As Mississippi State's largest college, Arts and Sciences graduates outstanding alumni like Don, who enjoy highly successful careers and are leaders in philanthropy. Don, a retired ophthalmologist with Steen Hall Eye Institute in Shreveport, Louisiana, received a Bachelor of Science with honors in pre-medicine from MSU that was the foundation for his long and distinguished medical career. Over the years, he's served as clinical associate professor at the medical schools of Louisiana State University and Tulane University. Earlier, he was a clinical instructor at the University of Texas Medical School at Houston and at Galveston. An Air Force veteran, Don is now a senior member of our college's Executive Advisory Board. Please join me in recognizing Dr. Donald Hall's many years of generosity and service to MSU and Arts and Sciences as our Alumnus of the Year.
The 2012 Alumnus of the Year for the College of Business is Francis C. Frank Lee of Brandon, Mississippi. He earned a Bachelor's of Business Administration in Banking and Finance from MSU.
The College of Business proudly honors Francis Lee as our Alumnus of the Year for his many accomplishments, his loyalty to MSU, and his willingness to move our college forward. Frank is a high-caliber MSU banking and finance graduate. He puts his degree to use every day as president and CEO of First Tower Corporation, a position he has held successfully since 1999. He has proudly been involved with the Tower companies for over 25 years. Frank is a great ambassador for the College of Business and the university. He places value on the students, the faculty, and the importance of a solid academic foundation. He sets a great bulldog example through his service with boards of directors and through his philanthropic causes. MSU Business salutes Frank Lee as its Alumnus of the Year.
The College of Education has selected Corey M. McKern of Pensacola, Florida, as its 2012 Alumnus of the Year. He holds a Bachelor's of Music Education degree.
The College of Education is extremely proud to have one of its music education graduates as its Alumnus of the Year. Corey McKern, a 1999 graduate, is a rising New York operatic baritone who's enjoyed great success throughout the country as a professional musician. He debuted at Carnegie Hall as baritone soloist in Fauré's Requiem and with the New Choral Society of New York in Handel's Messiah and Orff's Carmen Burina. He is an active concert performer and continues to earn a great deal of acclaim. Corey has earned the admiration of our music education faculty and his peers for his outstanding work ethic and dedication at such a young age. We were recently honored to have him return to campus to perform for the community and share his talents with our students. The College of Education gratefully acknowledges the accomplishments of Corey McKern as we name him our College of Education Alumnus of the Year.
Mississippi State's James Worth Bagley College of Engineering has selected Henry E. Ed Blakesley III as its 2012 Alumnus of the Year. He is an electrical engineering graduate who resides in Gulfport, Mississippi.
When you think of Mississippi State's engineering alumni, those who not only thrived as students but have gone on to do great things, you count Ed Blakesley in that special group of Bulldogs. Ed is an MSU electrical engineering graduate who gives back with his time, talents, and resources. Putting his degree to work, Ed enjoyed a nearly 40-year career with Mississippi Power Company, retiring in 2003 as vice president. He is a registered professional engineer and a certified public accountant in the state of Mississippi. Ed honors MSU by serving as vice president for the Board of Trustees of Mississippi's Institutions of Higher Learning. We thank Ed for his devotion to economic development and education in his home state. We are very pleased to recognize Ed Blakesley as the James Worth Bagley College of Engineering's Alumnus of the Year.
Larry E. Castle of Brandon, Mississippi has been named the College of Forest Resources 2012 Alumnus of the Year. He earned 2 degrees from MSU, a Bachelor's of Science degree in Education and a Master's of Science in Wildlife Ecology.
The College of Forest Resources is pleased to recognize Larry Castle as our 2012 Alumnus of the Year. Larry is a true conservationist. He began his career in the late 70s with his work as an MSU master's student. And since that time, he has moved up the ranks in the Mississippi Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Parks, and today he is the Chief of Wildlife. Throughout his career, Larry has continuously worked with landowners, farmers, youth, and outdoor recreation enthusiast to improve wildlife habitat and increase wildlife populations. As a biologist, he supervised all of Mississippi's wildlife management areas, and as an administrator, he has provided leadership to create one of the best state wildlife agencies in the nation. The College of Forest Resources is proud to recognize Larry Castle for being an outstanding ambassador for our college and our university, and for being a good steward of our state.
The College of Veterinary Medicine salutes Dr. Locke A. Carricker of Ames, Iowa, as its 2012 College Alumnus of the Year. He holds a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine and a Master's of Science in Veterinary Medicine from Mississippi State.
It is my pleasure to recognize Dr. Locke Carricker as the College of Veterinary Medicine's 2012 Alumnus of the Year. Dr. Carricker, originally from North Carolina, earned both a Master's in Veterinary Medical Sciences and a Doctor of Veterinary Medicine degree from Mississippi State University. In 2006, he achieved board certification in the specialty college, the American College of Veterinary Preventive Medicine. After graduation from the College of Veterinary Medicine, Dr. Carricker was a production veterinarian for a 185,000 head sow herd with total responsibilities for veterinary care, regulatory compliance, and the development and implementation of a total herd biosecurity program. In 2003, Dr. Carricker joined the faculty of the College of Veterinary Medicine at Iowa State University, where today he serves as the director of the Swine Medicine Education Center. At Iowa State, he has served as principal or co-investigator on more than $3 million of extramurally funded research related to improving swine health and well-being. Dr. Carricker is a frequent invited speaker at state, national, and international conferences on swine health. For his dedication to veterinary medical teaching and research, the MSU College of Veterinary Medicine proudly salutes Dr. Locke Carricker as its Alumnus of the Year.
The Meridian campus of Mississippi State University names Cornelius D. C.D. Smith Jr. as its 2012 Alumnus of the Year. A resident of Meridian, Mississippi, he holds a Bachelor of Science degree in Business Information Systems and an MBA.
C.D. Smith is without question a tremendous example of a success story with roots firmly set in MSU Meridian. As Regional Director for AT&T Mississippi, C.D. draws upon knowledge and experiences gained while earning his bachelor's and master's degrees from MSU Meridian. C.D. exemplifies outstanding leadership within his community and throughout Mississippi. He currently serves as a member of the Board of Trustees for Mississippi's Institutions of Higher Learning and as chair of the Board of Directors of the G.V. Sonny Montgomery Institute. As a result of his numerous accomplishments and endless volunteer service, C.D. has previously been recognized as the Meridian Star's Citizen of the Year and Man of the Year. Additionally, C.D. has earned recognition as the Meridian Civitan Club's Citizen of the Year. Mississippi State University Meridian is pleased and proud to recognize C.D. Smith as our Outstanding Alumnus of the Year, and we extend to him our sincere thanks for his unwavering dedication to his alma mater.
Mississippi State University salutes its 2012 College Alumni of the Year recipients for their many accomplishments and the bulldog spirit they embody in their personal and professional lives.
I know you agree that these outstanding individuals are very deserving of this high honor and recognition. Mississippi State University is so proud of all of you, and we thank you for your loyalty, dedication, and commitment to your alma mater. President Keenum, would you please assist with these presentations? As I call each honoree's name, please come forward and receive a crystal plaque from President Keenum that we hope you will proudly display. We ask that you remain up front with our other award winners after you have been introduced. From the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, Jim Newsom. Wendy Allen, College of Architecture, Art and Design. Dr. Don Hall, College of Arts and Sciences. Frank Lee, College of Business. Corey McKern, College of Education. Corey was unable to be with us this evening. Accepting on his behalf is Professor Emeritus Linda Karen Smith. Ed Blakesley, James Worth Bagley College of Engineering. Larry Castle, College of Forest Resources. Dr. Locke Carricker, College of Veterinary Medicine. And C.D. Smith, MSU Meridian. Ladies and gentlemen, let's congratulate and show our appreciation for the 2012 College Alumni of the Year. Our last award of the evening recognizes our National Alumnus of the Year. Our honoree was selected from nominations submitted by alumni, faculty, staff, students, and friends of our university. Tonight, we salute and recognize a person who means so much to our university, and we will honor him with the highest honor given by our Alumni Association, being named National Alumnus of the Year. Please direct your attention to the video screens.
The well-traveled paths on Mississippi State University's historic drill field hold special significance for James J. Jim Rouse. He vividly recalls his days of leading student drills in the heart of campus as a cadet brigade commander in the Army ROTC. For over 50 years, Jim has proudly waved a banner for his alma mater by living a bulldog life and aspiring to give back to the university for all his degree has helped him achieve. In return, Mississippi State University is honoring Jim with its most prestigious honor, a National Alumnus of the Year. Jim is known as one of Mississippi State's greatest ambassadors. He shares his passion for the institution with almost everyone he encounters, along with the story of how he became a lifelong Bulldog.
The game has been superb, punting and playscaping. Coming out, we got to do a better job with the O-line, and we got to get the ball down the field. Thanks.
Thanks so much. Good luck. Back to you guys.
Spoken like a true pro.
Jim was born in Libertyville, Illinois, and grew up in Germantown, Tennessee. He dreamed of a football career, but a serious injury at the start of his senior year in high school abruptly ended those plans. In 1958, Jim came to Starkville as Mississippi State College was being renamed Mississippi State University. He enrolled as a freshman because a childhood friend had already been accepted to the university. Jim lived in famed Old Main Dormitory and was in residence on the fateful evening the building succumbed to fire in 1959. Following the fire, Jim took up residence in the Alpha Tau Omega House. He later became an ATO officer and served as president of the Interfraternity Council. In academics, Jim was content with making gentleman C's until a professor challenged him to strive for more. Once motivated, Jim made an almost seamless transition to the top of his class and was included in the who's who among students in American universities and colleges for his efforts. He earned a Bachelor of Science degree in Industrial Management with special honors from MSU in 1962. The summer of '62 was an era of discovery and change in Jim's life. He graduated from MSU in May and was commissioned as a lieutenant in the U.S. Army. In June, he married the love of his life, Julia Ann Bennett of Laurel, Mississippi. She was an elementary education student from nearby Mississippi State College for Women who became a first-grade teacher. Following graduation from MSU, Jim joined Humble Oil and Refining Company, which later became Exxon USA. He took 2 years of military leave to fulfill his Army commission and later rejoined the company. Jim's career with Exxon spanned 42 years and was marked by hard work and bulldog perseverance as he served in various positions across the nation in marketing, supply and transportation, human resources, and government relations. A highlight of the era was an 8-year stint as ExxonMobil Corporation's senior official in Washington, D.C. Jim's specific responsibility was overseeing ExxonMobil's lobbying activities and foreign relations program. He retired as a corporate vice president in 2004.
Whether you're talking about education, engineering, science, business, government, you find Mississippi State graduates in positions of leadership and making important contributions everywhere.
Since retirement, Jim devotes more time to his alma mater. He is a member of the advisory board for the College of Business and holds seats on the MSU Alumni Association and Bulldog Club boards. He is currently serving the final year of a 3-year term as president of the MSU Foundation Board of Directors. Jim has previously been recognized by MSU for his many accomplishments as an alumni fellow and as the 2010 College of Business Alumnus of the Year. For a number of years, Jim has played a key role in shaping MSU through his tireless volunteerism and his philanthropic support, which extends to MSU athletics and academics. His generosity has truly left an imprint across campus. Several years ago, Jim and Julie created an endowed professorship in the management department of the Business College, which is named in their honor. The couple also funded a 9,000 square foot weight room in the Holloman Athletic Center, and most recently provided funds for a strength and conditioning center in the Leo Seal Jr. Football Complex. Additionally, they donated a 1929 maroon Ford Model A Roadster used by the Division of Student Affairs for student recruiting and events. Jim and Julie reside in Houston, Texas. They've been happily married for nearly 50 years and have 2 daughters, Lisa and Connie. The couple spends as much time as possible with their 6 grandchildren. Their family enjoys traveling and attending MSU athletic events across the country. Jim credits Mississippi State University for his success and for giving him an opportunity for a wonderful Bulldog life. His legacy will forever be entwined with the university as one of its most dedicated and inspirational alumni. James J. Jim Rouse, Mississippi State University National Alumnus of the Year for 2012.
Jim, tonight, all of us are so proud to honor you as Mississippi State University's National Alumnus of the Year. No one is more deserving of this recognition. And to make this evening more special, we are pleased to have your beautiful wife, Julie, and other members of your family with you, as well as numerous friends and colleagues who are your Bulldog family. As all of you have heard, Jim has given back to his alma mater in so many ways. His support of MSU is unconditional and unwavering. His mark on our alma mater will literally be here forever, and Mississippi State is not only grateful for all he has done and continues to do, but we are a much better university because of Jim. He is the definition of true Maroon, and all of us know his love and devotion for Mississippi State runs deep. Jim, would you please come forward? And President Keenum, would you please join him? Dr. Keenum will present to you, Jim, a beautiful crystal plaque indicating your selection for this highest honor and distinction given by the MSU Alumni Association. Ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor and a privilege for me to introduce to you a person who has impacted our university in countless ways and a lifelong, die-hard Bulldog. Let's ring our cowbells loud and proud for our 2012 National Alumnus of the Year, Mr. Jim Rouse.
I had not seen that video, and my first reaction was I ever that young? Oh, goodness. First thing I want to do, I'll be very brief, by the way. When Jimmy said you need to make a few remarks, I said, indeed, it'll be a few. I'll be very brief, but the first thing I want to do is congratulate the other honorees. Your dedication, your loyalty to this university is truly inspiring when you see what you all have done to advance the betterment of this university. You know, life is very interesting with its twists and its turns. We talked about Old Main burning down, and over at the President's house tonight, we had 3 of my classmates who were in Old Main fire with me. Did you any of y'all, Ed Blakesley, Don Hall, Jackie D'Arcy, ever think that 50 years later we'd be standing up here getting awards from the Alumni Association? I rather doubt it. When Jimmy called me about this award, I have to tell you that I was, in a word, truly overwhelmed. I was not looking for this. I certainly didn't expect it. But as I told him at the time, well, I'm darn sure going to take it. Mississippi State University has had a huge impact on my life and who I turned out to be. I distinguished myself in high school as being in the bottom third of my graduating class. Had we had SAT scores or class standings, I sure wouldn't be standing up here tonight. You can be assured of that. I came here because, as the film said, I had a friend that was coming here and I really didn't have anywhere else to go. My father, rest his soul, put me out beside Old Main Dormitory and said, "Son, if you don't make it here, there's always the Marine Corps." Now, I knew about the Marines, and I figured I didn't really want a whole lot to do with that. So we wound up staying here at Mississippi State, and I can tell you that this university had a huge, huge impact on who I turned out to be. The undermotivated, not very outstanding student in many, many ways that arrived here in 1958, and the one who walked across the stadium, the Quonset hut, actually in the graduation ceremony, was a quite different person. Some of you know me well, have heard me say many times, and I'm being very sincere when I say it, if it hadn't been for Mississippi State University, I probably would have wound up in jail or digging ditches. This place has had a huge impact on who I turned out to be, and I will be eternally grateful for that. The night is made special by the fact that a number of my members of my immediate family are here. Four of Julie and I's 6 grandchildren are here. We have 2 grandsons who are wrestlers, and they're in Indianapolis, Indiana, competing in an invitational wrestling championship. And man, I want them to wrestle. I want them to do well up there. So they're there with their father. Jeff Taylor, my other son-in-law, is here from Atlanta. Our 2 daughters, Lisa and Connie, are here. You are indeed the light of our lives. And then, of course, Julianne Bennett from Laurel, Mississippi. I met this young lady on January 13th. That's kind of a bad omen, isn't it? In 1961, at a basketball game, blind date, right over here and where we played basketball, where most of you, unless you're of the group that was in Old Main, don't know, that's where we played our basketball games, the Quonset hut over here. And I met her at one of those basketball games, and stealing a line from Jerry Maguire, my goodness, the girl had me from hello. Thank you very much. It's a tremendous honor. I was told I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm a country music fan, and Toby Keith has a song out called Red Solo Cup. Some of you have heard that song, I'm sure. And as I understand it, the Flames are over at the Alumni Center, so we need to practice what Toby said. Here's our Red Solo Cup. Let's fill it up and start the party. Good night and thank you.
Once again, we congratulate all of our winners and honorees this evening, and we want to thank all those who have helped make this awards banquet possible. We literally could not have put this program on without you. Our leadership conference begins at 7:30 in the morning, and by the way, we're probably going to have a record number, 70 chapters in attendance at our leadership conference tomorrow, maybe close to 250 or so, with the continental breakfast here in the Foster Ballroom. You will need to register with us at that time, so please be here no later than 8 if possible. The opening session will begin at 8:15 in the morning. And we do invite all of you to continue this celebration with us at an after banquet reception honoring all our winners. Live entertainment will be provided by the Flames. We will have dancing and food and spirits and great hospitality, and shuttles are waiting outside the front of the Colvard Union to carry you to and from the Hunter Henry Center. Please join us as we continue to visit with honorees as well as alumni and friends from across the country. As we conclude our awards program this evening, we want to sincerely thank all of you for what you do for Mississippi State University. You literally are the positive voice of MSU all across our country and the world. As you know so well, and we've all said many times, there has never been a better time to be a Mississippi State University Bulldog. Let's continue together to do all we can to help and promote an institution that means so much to all of us and to all those she serves. Good night, everyone, and go Dogs!
Thank you.